Hey, this is Rock Leach with Social Fire, and in this video, we're going to react to a pastor who made a tremendous and ultimate sacrifice for his church, and then his members betrayed him for it. You don't want to miss this video. I was sent this video by a subscriber who wanted me to take a look at it and react to it. It's about a pastor supposedly that's being betrayed by a member. But I want you to let's go ahead and take a look at it and see what's going on. Let's go.
I thought this was an interesting post. It says, my dad was a pastor. He once flew home during a family vacation to be with a couple whose daughter was having surgery. And then it says, not long after that, they left the church because my dad didn't do enough for them. But y'all not ready to have that conversation right there. Y'all would be surprised, or maybe you wouldn't be, the reasons, the excuses people have given for leaving their church. I can't tell you how many times I've personally experienced stuff like this.
One thing that I've got to say off the bat, pastors, is never ignore the time that you spend with your family because it's important. Members are going to be members as long as you pastor. I say this because I myself, and I'm going to be very transparent here, I myself was I don't like to say victim, but I learned from this experience where I put more time towards being a pastor and I was ignoring those moments with my family. And it cost me in the end, it cost me greatly in the end, with my children, with my spouse. It cost me in the end because you can go out of your way for members or people who are part of your church. And at the end of the day, they can do what they want to do, and nobody holds them accountable for that. But you, as the leader, are held accountable for your actions and how you respond. And so I just say that, if I'm going out of town, I'm going to be with my family. I'm going to be, and I want to advise any pastor, any leader that's listening to me, be all the way with your family. I just hate that he took a flight to go back. And now, because I'm actually looking at this video, and it said he was a pastor, and I just know that probably have already cost him. And I don't know why he's not pastoring. We didn't get into that, but I do want to get into when ministry becomes the other woman. Whew. Got to give myself something right. Don't allow ministry and church to become the other woman in your marriage and in your household. It looks like the church is your other family. So your kids are knowing that they're playing second fiddle to the church. That shouldn't happen. They should be a priority. I know some people are going to disagree with me because you got some pastors who are all in. I got to be with the people because this is what I was called to do. That's not your first ministry, sir. That's not your first ministry. Your first ministry to those people who are inside your household. And I'm going to go even further to this. That's why a lot of PKs or preachers' kids are ridiculed so bad, because they are not getting the attention they need at home. So they go to church and act up, or they grow up and be a part of the church, but on the outside, they doing all kind of stuff and people are watching them. Put your time where it matters. I had somebody that gave me some advice, and they told me, Rock, when it comes to pastoring, you have to wear members. You have to wear members like you wear clothes. Just trying to make sure I say this right. Wear members like you wear clothes, because at the end of the day, you've got to take them off. And I thought that was a little brutal at first, but then I thought about it. When we are out there, we are Superman, if you would. But when we come home, we need to be Clark Kent. We need to come back to the area of the level of vulnerability and being at home. One, we have to make the decision to prioritize the time with our families over time with the church. People got to understand they need to quit competing. And I'm going to tell all you members out there that's putting this demand on your pastor that's not even biblical. It's not biblical. And that's why we have so many pastors falling into extramarital affairs and infidelity and stuff like that, because you want them to be there more for your kids than they are for their own kids, or be there more for your marriage than they are for their own marriage. And then you've got their marriages suffering because they're investing too much time in yours and you're investing nothing into them. And so, my home church pastor, shout out to Bishop Larry Wade, said, church folk will kill you and wonder why you died. He said church folk will kill you and wonder why you died. It's something about leadership where members of churches expect you to continue to bleed while you lead, continue to want to see you hurt while you convert. And if you have any level of blessing and you're doing well, especially above them, then they want to accuse you of taking all the church money and all of a sudden you doing well. I don't advise any pastor. I'm going to say this while we own it, and this is a little passionate for me. I don't advise any pastor to base your entire livelihood, meaning the amount of money that you make to support your family, on what the church is doing for you, because that means that you're only one sermon away from being on the streets. Just gonna be real with you. That's just the way it is. You need to find it. One, you need to have your 9 to 5. And God, I'll even say this, and if you don't have a 9 to 5, you need to get some kind of business going where if they change on you, you still can support your own. That way you're not at a place of the church's will. Because when this happens and they have that strong hold on you on money or your check that they're giving you, then you'll end up being, because the enemy will get into that, and you'll end up being people-led instead of spirit-led, because you're trying to keep your money going because you want to make sure your household is okay financially. And you need to get some other ways to make some money so that you can be God's person and not be the people's person. You need to, and I'm just saying this because, y'all, this is a level of church hurt that goes on now. Here is a pastor, because this video did say he was a pastor. I don't know what the reason is. Maybe he just stopped, or maybe because of these things he stopped. But they left him, and he done made this sacrifice from his family, and they left him and said he didn't do enough. I want you to understand, you'll never be able to do as much as people want you to do. I'm going. You're not going to be able to meet every need. You're not going to be able to do it. Just you go into ministry and pastoring, understand that you will not be able to meet every need. And you're going to get some people that's just sensitive. They just want to complain about stuff. And he didn't come to my daughter's surgery. She had to get a ingrown toenail removed. And come on, people, come on. And pastors, I want to say this, and I want to be very honest with this. All those who are in leadership, listen, be okay. Be okay with taking care of your family as a priority, regardless to what people think. Take care of your family. Take care of that wife. Take care of your children. And that needs to be your priority. Any ministry that's expecting more of you, expecting you to come away from your family, and is okay with you having dysfunction as long as you're meeting the responsibilities of the church, is a church that you need to resign from immediately. I'm going to go ahead and say, give myself a little organ, because all that's going to happen at the end of the day, with all of your blood, sweat, and tears, you are going to be alone. You're going to be around your family members, and they're not going to know you because you gave all your best years and all your valuable time to people that don't care about you. This is Rock Leach, and I want to know ultimately, what do you think about this? I want you to jump down in the comment section and let me know what you think about this, because I agree with the video. We don't talk about this enough. This happens far too much, and we need to have a conversation about members who do the pastors wrong or have too much of an unrealistic expectation on leadership, because we got a lot of pastors quitting. We got a lot of pastors walking out of pulpits. We got a lot of pastors ending up with drinking problems. We got a lot of pastors ending up with situations, but it's only because there may be too much of an expectation that they're allowing to be put on them from members. Let's talk about this. This is real. This is real. Pastors, take care of your families. And I want to know what y'all think about it. Get in the comment section and let me know what you think about pastors who take care of their families and make that a priority above everything else. Jump in the comment section. Let's go.